It looks like the Trump-Marjorie Taylor Greene relationship is officially over, with Trump going scorched earth against the Georgia Congresswoman on Truth Social. He wrote, "I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world as opposed to being the laughingstock we were 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars record-setting invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed all to begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless of course she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore, but with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, and almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they are too fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with her low IQ, Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again." And of course, once Trump posted that, Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately responded herself on Twitter, writing, "President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing really how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. But really, most Americans wish he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes, are going broke by trying to feed their families, and are losing hope of ever achieving the American dream. That's what I voted for. I've supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him even when almost any other Republican turned their back and denounced him. But I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. I worship God, Jesus is my savior, and I serve my district, Georgia 14, and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been, and I will continue to pray this administration will be successful because the American people desperately deserve what they voted for. For me, I remain America first and America only." And so based on this back and forth, it looks like there will be no reconciliation between Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And of course, this all comes in the aftermath of Greene accusing Donald Trump of gaslighting the country by doing the exact thing that Donald Trump does in that initial tweet that I read at the top of this video, which is to pretend that everything is great, that prices are down, that the whole country is just steeped in prosperity like never before, when the reality is that everything is getting more expensive, manufacturing is contracting, jobs are going away, and inflation is rising.
Gaslighting the people and trying to tell them that prices have come down is not helping. It's actually infuriating people, because people know what they're paying at the grocery store. They know what they're paying for their kids' clothes and school supplies. They know what they're paying for their electricity bills. And so that approach does not work. We need compassion and show that we care about the American people, and show that we are in the trenches with them on what they're going through. That's first and foremost. You don't gaslight them, you don't lecture them, and you don't deny what's happening.
And frankly, Greene is correct that what Trump is doing is gaslighting. Remember, Trump campaigned on lowering the cost of housing, of rent, of groceries, of eggs, and what did he do once he actually got into power? He engaged in a trade war that raised the cost of everything. He cut Medicaid from 17 million Americans, cut food assistance to the tune of $350 million, ended subsidies for the Affordable Care Act that will result in healthcare premiums for 24 million Americans becoming 2, 3, 4, 5 times more expensive next year than it was for this year. If anyone can explain to me how that is Trump making things more affordable, I'm all ears. The truth is that affordability is simply not a focus for Donald Trump. It was on the campaign trail when he needed something from his voters, namely their support, but now that he's got power, he doesn't care about them. Simple as that. Now Trump's focus is on himself. It's on building a $350 million ballroom, on renovating the Lincoln bathroom in marble, on paving over the Rose Garden, on encrusting the Oval Office in gold, retrofitting a Qatari jet to the tune of $1 billion paid for by us, on buying Kristi Noem a couple of Gulfstream jets for $172 million, hosting crypto dinners where he casually doubles his net worth, hosting Gatsby-themed parties at his club. You starting to get it? You starting to understand why he needs everybody to be distracted with culture wars about the evil communist Marxist Democrats? Because if his base wasn't distracted, they would be able to see that Donald Trump doesn't actually give a shit about them and is solely focused on himself. And of course, that wasn't the only red line for Donald Trump as far as Marjorie Taylor Greene is concerned. There's also the fact that Greene was one of 4 Republicans who just signed on to the discharge petition that will force a vote on the Epstein files next week in the House. And despite Trump losing his fucking skull over the prospect of these files being released, that didn't stop Greene from signing on and condemning efforts to suppress those files.
Everyone that voted for Trump Vance, everyone was like, release the Epstein files.
Right.
This is not even an argument. It's not even debatable. It's not being a traitor to the president to sign my name on a Thomas Massie discharge petition to release the Epstein files. No. I am staying true to what we've always said. There needs to be transparency.
We should be at work on our committees. We should be doing investigations. And you want to know something? We should be passing the discharge petition that Thomas Massie put in to release the Epstein files. Those are the things that we should be doing. And we, most of all, Tucker, we should be passing our appropriation bills to actually fund the government and fund important projects that taxpayer dollars, these people pay their taxes. This is how taxpayer dollars come back to your districts. We should be doing that, but no.
Today he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out and they were saying, we're not a hoax, we're human beings. And I think we need to see something turn around there.
You know,
and I'll say this, Eric.
He can prove it's a hoax by releasing it. Let us decide if it's a hoax or not. I mean, I love everything they're doing. I'm MAGA through and through.
Well, I just want to finish up on one thing. It's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie.
And look, this shouldn't be a surprise. This is what Trump does to a T. He gives loyalty only up until the moment that somebody loses their usefulness to him, at which point they are immediately thrown under the bus. But I want everybody watching to consider why Trump abandoned Greene. Not because she abandoned the principles that Trump purported to stand for, the principles that Trump ran on, but expressly because she wouldn't. Remember, Trump ran on affordability, but now that he won't deliver it, he wants to gaslight the country into thinking that he did something, and he wants his loyalists to do the same. Trump ran on releasing the Epstein files, but again, now that he won't deliver it, he wants to gaslight the country into thinking that it's somehow a Democrat hoax, and he wants his loyalists to do the same. And because Greene refuses to treat her supporters like absolute fools in the same way that Trump does for his, that's it. She's cut off. So I hope Trump voters out there can see what's happening. He is engaged in a zero-sum war to surround himself with people who will lie to you on his behalf. And the fact that so few Republicans have spoken out aside from Marjorie Taylor Greene goes to show that the vast majority of the GOP would rather engage in a pedophile ring cover-up than serve their own constituents, or hold true to the things that Trump himself said during the campaign. And that is pretty sad, that these people have full fucking control of government. House, Senate, White House. And this is what they opted to do with that power. Nothing to bring down costs, nothing to protect your access to healthcare, nothing to protect food assistance, nothing to protect jobs, but all the time in the world to help Daddy Trump hide the files that implicate him in a pedophile ring. This party ran on helping you, and instead they're helping Trump. Remember that. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.